Alex loved adventures. He loved exploring. His favorite place was the attic. It was full of old things. One day, Alex found a door. He had never seen it before. It was hidden behind a big, dusty sheet.
Alex's heart beat fast. What was behind the door? He had to see. He pulled the sheet. The door creaked open. A bright light shone from inside. Alex gasped. He had found something amazing. The room was full of lights and strange machines. It was like stepping into a futuristic dream, with every corner of the room buzzing with energy and innovation. The hum of the machines created a symphony of technology, and the blinking lights seemed to dance in a rhythm only they understood. In the center stood a man. He was not just any man, but someone who exuded confidence and wisdom. His presence commanded attention, and it was clear that he was the mastermind behind this incredible setup. He had kind eyes and a warm smile. His demeanor was inviting, making anyone who met him feel instantly at ease. It was as if he had seen the world and beyond, and yet he remained humble and approachable.
"Hello, Alex," the man said. His voice was calm and reassuring, carrying a tone of familiarity as if they had known each other for years. "My name is Professor Smith." He extended his hand in a gesture of friendship, his eyes twinkling with a hint of mystery. "Welcome to my time machine." The words hung in the air, filled with promise and wonder. It was an invitation to a world beyond imagination, a journey through the fabric of time itself.
Alex couldn't believe his ears. A time machine? Was it really possible? His mind raced with questions and excitement. The very idea seemed like something out of a science fiction novel, yet here it was, right in front of him. Professor Smith explained he traveled through time. He spoke of adventures in ancient civilizations, witnessing historical events firsthand, and even glimpsing the future. His stories were captivating, painting vivid pictures of times long past and those yet to come. He even showed Alex how the machine worked. The intricate details and advanced technology were beyond anything Alex had ever seen. It was a marvel of engineering, a testament to human ingenuity and the endless possibilities of science.
Professor Smith needed Alex's help. His voice took on a serious tone, and the weight of his words was palpable. This was not just a casual request. It was a call to action, a plea for assistance in a mission of great importance. He had to fix something in the past. The professor's eyes reflected a deep concern, and Alex could sense the urgency in his voice. The past held secrets and challenges that needed to be addressed, and Professor Smith believed Alex was the key to solving them. "Will you come with me, Alex?" he asked. The question was simple, yet it carried the weight of countless possibilities. It was an invitation to step into the unknown, to become a part of something greater than himself.
Alex didn't hesitate. His heart raced with excitement, and his mind was filled with visions of the adventures that awaited. This was his chance to make a difference, to be a part of history in the making. "Yes," he said excitedly. The word burst forth with enthusiasm, echoing the thrill and anticipation that coursed through his veins. This was the beginning of an extraordinary journey. He was ready for the adventure of a lifetime. With a determined look in his eyes and a heart full of courage, Alex stepped forward, ready to embrace the unknown and embark on a journey through time. The time machine whirred and spun. Lights flashed, casting an eerie glow across the room. The hum of the machine grew louder, filling the air with a sense of anticipation. It was a marvel of modern science, a gateway to the past. When it stopped, Alex looked around. Everything looked different. The air felt different. The sounds were unfamiliar, and the sights were a blend of the old and the new. It was as if they had stepped into a different world altogether.
"Where are we?" he asked, his voice tinged with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. The surroundings were unlike anything he had ever seen before.
"This is 1964, Professor Smith said, his tone calm and reassuring. The streets were lined with vintage cars, and people dressed in clothes from a bygone era walked by, oblivious to the time travelers in their midst. Your grandma was a young girl then," he continued, pointing to a photograph he held. The girl in the picture had a familiar face, one that Alex recognized instantly. "We need to find her," Professor Smith said with urgency. They began their search, moving through the park where children played and families picnicked. The task seemed daunting, but they were determined.
They saw a girl climbing a tree. She moved with the agility of youth, her laughter echoing through the park. In her hand she held a small, glowing device that seemed out of place in the 1960s. She had bright eyes and a mischievous grin. It was Alex's grandma. The resemblance was uncanny, and Alex felt a rush of emotion seeing her so young and carefree. But why did they need to find her, Alex wondered. What was so important about this moment in time? Professor Smith explained that young Grandma had taken a very important device from him. It was a prototype, something that could change the course of history if left in the wrong hands. They had to get it back. The group steeled themselves for the task ahead, knowing that the future depended on their success. They moved with purpose, their mission clear, retrieve the device and return to their own time. As they approached the girl, she looked surprised but not scared. She seemed to recognize Professor Smith, and a look of understanding passed between them. After a brief conversation, the girl handed over the device. It glowed brightly in the professor's hand, a symbol of their success. With the device secured, they made their way back to the time machine. The journey back was filled with a sense of accomplishment and relief. The machine whirred to life once more, ready to take them home. Stepping out of the time machine, they found themselves back in the present. The mission was complete and the future was safe once again. Alex looked at a photo of his grandma, smiling. He felt a deep connection to her, knowing that they had shared an incredible adventure across time. The group celebrated their success, high-fiving each other and sharing stories of their journey. It was a day they would never forget, a testament to the power of family and the wonders of time travel. Alex and Professor Smith followed Grandma. They chased her through bustling streets and into a lively park. They even ended up on a carousel.
Alex was having fun, but he knew they had to get the device back.
It's important, Alex, Professor Smith explained. That device helps the time machine work properly. Without it, we might not be able to travel through time anymore.
Alex understood. He had to help Professor Smith and get the device back from Grandma.
The time machine hummed back to life. This time, it took them to the future. Alex gasped. Buildings reached the sky. Flying cars zoomed past. Wow, Alex whispered. The future was amazing.
Professor Smith smiled. Welcome to the year 2525, he said. They needed to find someone in the future who could help them. Professor Smith knew just the person, Future Alex. Future Alex was taller and looked older, but he had the same twinkle in his eye. He was a scientist, just like Professor Smith.
Future Alex was surprised to see them. Professor Smith explained everything. "I know what you're looking for," Future Alex said, holding up a small glowing device. "Grandma gave this to me years ago. I knew it was important."
Professor Smith was relieved. Now they could fix the time machine. They traveled back to 1964. Alex knew what to do.
He climbed the tree and talked to his grandma. He explained that Professor Smith needed the device back.
It's that important.
Yes, it's important for the future.
Grandma thought for a moment. She smiled and handed Alex the device. She knew how much adventure meant to her grandson. With the device back in hand, Professor Smith felt a surge of relief. This was no ordinary device. It was a marvel of engineering, a beacon of hope for humanity. The time machine had the potential to correct past mistakes and pave the way for a brighter future. Professor Smith quickly repaired the time machine, his hands moving with practiced precision. Each component was meticulously adjusted, every wire reconnected with care. The machine hummed to life, a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. He was grateful to Alex for his help. Without Alex's bravery and quick thinking, the time machine might have been lost forever. Professor Smith looked at Alex with a mixture of pride and gratitude, knowing that the young man had played a crucial role in their mission.
"You were very brave," Professor Smith said, his voice filled with admiration. "Your courage and determination have made all the difference."
Alex beamed, his heart swelling with pride. He had faced his fears head-on and emerged victorious. The journey had been fraught with danger, but he had persevered, driven by a sense of duty and a desire to make things right. He had faced his fears and helped save the future. The weight of his actions began to sink in, and he realized the magnitude of what they had accomplished. The future was now filled with endless possibilities, thanks to their efforts. Before they left, Alex gave his grandma a big hug. The warmth of her embrace filled him with a sense of comfort, and love. He knew that their bond was unbreakable, forged through shared experiences and mutual respect. He knew he wouldn't remember their adventure, but he felt a special bond with her. The memories of their journey might fade, but the lessons learned and the emotions felt would remain etched in his heart forever. He understood that family was precious. The connections we share with our loved ones are the foundation of our lives, providing strength and support in times of need. Alex realized that these bonds were worth cherishing and protecting, and he realized that even small actions could have a big impact on the future. Every choice we make, no matter how insignificant it may seem, has the potential to shape the world around us. Alex vowed to live his life with intention, knowing that his actions could create ripples that would be felt for generations to come. As they prepared to return to their own time, Alex looked out at the horizon, filled with hope and determination. The future was a blank canvas, waiting to be painted with the colors of their dreams and aspirations. Together, they had fixed the past and were ready to shape a brighter future. With a final nod to Professor Smith, Alex stepped into the time machine, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The journey had changed him, and he was eager to see what the future held. As the machine whirred to life, he felt a sense of excitement and anticipation, knowing that they had the power to create a better world. The time machine disappeared in a flash of light, leaving behind a world forever changed by their actions. The past had been fixed, and the future was theirs to shape. With hope in their hearts and determination in their souls, they embarked on a new adventure, ready to make a difference. The time machine whirred one last time. When it stopped, Alex was back in his attic. The sun was setting. He stepped out of the room and closed the hidden door. Had it all been a dream? Alex raced downstairs. He hugged his parents tight. He told them all about his amazing adventure. They smiled and listened patiently. They knew Alex had a wild imagination. Later that night, Alex lay in bed. He thought about his journey through time. He thought about his grandma, future Alex, and the amazing Professor Smith. He knew that even though no one else believed him, his adventure had been real. Alex realized that the greatest adventures don't always require time travel. Sometimes the most incredible journeys are those we take within ourselves. He closed his eyes, excited for all the adventures that awaited him, both real and imagined.